If you're on the lookout for a great new show to help teach you about business, check out the Hustle Daily Show, brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business builders. The Hustle Daily Show is your daily dose of business, tech, news, and original stories to keep you in the loop on what's trending in business. Just like here, it's a daily podcast on which their team of writers break down the biggest business headlines in 10 minutes or less and explain why you should care about them. They'll also do deep dives on topics like a man who won the lottery 14 times and why it's nearly impossible to buy an original Bob Ross painting. I checked out a few episodes of the Hustle Daily Show, and to me, it was quick, educational, and feels like the perfect show to pair with OWD. So search for the Hustle Daily Show in your favorite podcast app, like the one you're using right now. You'll be glad you did.
TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
This is Optimal Work Daily, episode 1230. Effective Feedback Made Simple by Seth Sinclair with michaelmelberg.com. And hi again, I am Dan. I am your host and narrator here on OWD, where I read to you every single day from these great blogs that cover work, productivity, and much more. So let's get to it now as we hear from Seth Sinclair and optimize your life. Effective Feedback Made Simple by Seth Sinclair with michaelmelberg.com. Feedback is one of the most helpful and important things we all need to learn, grow, and improve. Furthermore, delivering skillful feedback can serve you well in all aspects of life. And yet, in working with businesses and coaching clients, I hear time and time again how uncomfortable people are with the idea of giving feedback. I see the negative consequences of organizations and teams who avoid feedback, conflict, frustration, and stagnation. If giving great feedback is an important skill for business leadership and performance, what is it that makes people so apprehensive about it? Let's break it down and then look at some simple strategies for delivering effective feedback. Effective feedback is simple, right? First, let's define what effective feedback is. Very simply, effective feedback enables the receiver to understand what he or she did. It motivates the person to change behavior in a way that positively affects performance. Good feedback is clear, specific, non-judgmental, and timely. Sounds simple enough, right? Common mistakes when delivering feedback. In reality, giving feedback can be difficult because people have a different perspective on what it is. They may see it as confrontational, which in turn results in feeling anxious. The anxiety can lead to avoidance or perhaps delivery of non-effective feedback. With avoidance, unhelpful behaviors can carry on for a long time and become entrenched. You miss the opportunity to address them. With non-effective feedback, for example, if you soften the blow or begin to criticize the person, the receiver gets an unclear message, which prevents them from experiencing a genuine opportunity to learn. Either of these can set off a negative chain of events that ultimately limits the growth of individuals, teams, and entire organizations. Another mistake I see is that people assume feedback should be confined to formal supervisory relationships or performance reviews. This is extremely limiting and again robs people and teams of the daily opportunity to learn and get better. Building a culture of great feedback. So, how can we do better and build a culture of giving great feedback? First, let's start by reframing what feedback is really about. Its purpose is to be helpful, to give people a chance to understand where they can improve and achieve their best. If you adopt the mindset that you're helping as opposed to criticizing, it can change the entire experience of giving feedback. Think about the people you care about in your life. You're willing to share feedback with them because you want them to be successful. Apply this same mindset to any situation, and it will take some of the pressure off. Once you rethink what feedback is all about, you can use some simple strategies to construct and deliver it effectively. Constructing effective feedback. First, let's construct the feedback using a very basic approach. 1. Describe the situation and behavior you observed. 2. Describe the impact. Here is a simple example. John, you were 15 minutes late to the team meeting this morning. We waited for you, which resulted in the team skipping over some important agenda items. What happened? Let's look at this a little deeper to see why this works. Remember, we're doing this to help both John and the team get better. It's clear and straightforward. There isn't anything for John to misinterpret. It's specific. The feedback identifies John's specific behavior, the situation, and its impact. It's non-judgmental and avoids being preloaded with misconceptions on why John is late. It's emotionally neutral. John is given a chance to respond. It's timely, as the feedback is being delivered on the same day the issue occurred. If the behavior continues, subsequent feedback should address the pattern and clearly identify the consequences that will follow. Additional tips. If you find yourself still feeling uncomfortable about delivering a message like this, here are a few thoughts to consider. 1. With practice and by experiencing success, you will build the capacity to do this without the anxiety. 2. Think about the potential consequences of letting this go. What seems small can quickly become a pattern of unproductive behavior that will undermine your team and leadership. Nip it in the bud before it gets worse. 3. Remember again that you are helping John. If he is to have a positive future in the organization, he needs to recognize that timeliness is an important value. John is better off hearing this, as he now has an opportunity to do better in the future. In the absence of feedback, the team may ostracize or marginalize John, which is bad for both him and the organization. Finally, feedback absolutely can and should be positive. We should of course all be mindful of sharing our observations of people doing positive things. This shows your support and fosters continued growth and progress. However, for the sake of improving your feedback skills, think of all feedback as positive or even neutral. All feedback is helpful, whether it's sharing what is going well or sharing what needs to change. By following this simple approach to delivering effective feedback, you will enhance your leadership skills while fostering learning and growth in those around you. You just listened to the post titled Effective Feedback Made Simple by Seth Sinclair with michaelmelberg.com. You want consistency and quality, but you also want variety and freshness. If you run a business, you want it all. With nuts.com, you can get so many different delicious snacks and ingredients and know that they will consistently exceed your expectations. Nuts.com is your one-stop shop for the highest quality foods for business. They offer delicious office snacks, corporate gifts, and wholesale ingredients. And over 50,000 companies choose nuts.com for their business needs, from offices to hotels to restaurants and retail stores. And we've even loved their product as remote workers. Nuts.com has sent us plenty of snacks that keep us energized and focused so we can deliver the best work that we can. Nuts.com makes ordering for your business quick and easy. Right now, Nuts.com is offering new business customers a free gift with purchase and free shipping on orders of $125 or more at nuts.com/OWD. So go check out all the delicious options at nuts.com/OWD. You'll get that free gift and free shipping when you spend $125 or more. That's nuts.com/OWD.
This episode is brought to you by JLL. Get an insider view into the world of commercial real estate with JLL's podcast, Trends and Insights, the Future of Commercial Real Estate. Whether you're curious about making cities more sustainable, the evolution of office space, or AI opportunities, this podcast will help keep you a step ahead. Tune in for candid conversations with business leaders about the biggest trends impacting how we live, work, and play. Subscribe to Trends and Insights now at jll.com/podcast.
And big thanks to Seth, who is a contributor on Michael Melberg's site. Seth Sinclair is a leadership coach, management consultant, trainer, and facilitator with a passion for helping his clients achieve their personal and professional goals. And as for Michael, who runs the site, he's a family man, entrepreneur, business professional, fitness nut, organization freak, productivity junkie, and the author of Home Early. And that book is about destroying distraction, becoming powerfully productive, and finishing work before dinner. You can get the first chapter of that book for free with a bunch of worksheets to go along with it right on his site, michaelmelberg.com, and his last name, Melberg, is spelled MEHLBERG. So come check that out and show him some support, and I have that site linked in this episode's description. And that should do it for today. I thank you so much for being here and listening all the way through, and I'll be back with you tomorrow for the Tuesday show, and that is where your optimal life awaits.